And we're live, so SFL Pod. I got my special guest here, Darren. What are we in? Week six? Just week six?
Already.
Wow, this is awesome. So Darren is new to the league, which is awesome. For anyone who's not aware of the story, he got invited into our dynasty league with Kyle and Holden and some other people that are in this league are in that dynasty league. And I saw this man do three trades in like an hour and a half of joining the league. And I'm like, what is this? This guy is a fantasy football fanatic. We got to have him in the SFL league because this is my favorite league by far of any fantasy footballs. And I was like, we got to get this man in here because I love having people that are passionate and want to play with us. So yeah, Darren, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. So I'm Darren, obviously Eagles fan, best team in the NFC East. Um, been doing fantasy football now for about 12 years, give or take a few. I was in the military for 8 years.
How was that?
Um, what's that?
How was that? Military, 8 years.
Good and bad.
That's a long
Good and
time.
bad. Yeah, but overall, like I'm really happy to be here. Dylan, I kind of don't like you because you did say that you were the one that voted against. I'll let it slide. But yeah, I'm happy to be here with you guys. Been a lot of fun. I'm impressed with like how like deep you guys go into this and all the extra effort. Like I've never seen it before, so it's been pretty cool so far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is definitely a unique league. You got to give it out to Dylan when he is kind of the one that kind of started this push. Dylan first used to make like little articles every week, which was really fun. And then I got involved by like trying to make polls and trying to get people more talkative and stuff as well. Then Dylan, I believe, was the first one to do a podcast, and then he got too busy because law school and stuff. And then I was like, well, don't want the podcast to die. So I was like, whatever, I'll do the podcast. And then everybody started doing their own thing, started making their own videos, and it's awesome. It just makes the league a lot livelier. It makes me pay attention a lot more, gets me excited about to play and stuff. So I'm happy that you're here with us and that you are involved in doing things as well.
Yeah,
So,
I'm happy to be here.
um, so yeah, is there anything in particular that you would like to talk about? Now that you're here, you got your voice, you can talk to
Um,
the people.
I mean, we could talk about that Camaro trade in week 2.
Oh yeah, let's
So,
go.
okay, week 1, I lost Blake Jarwin to an ACL, right? Like right out of the gate, and I only had Johnny Smith left. So I was like, man, I really need to trade for a tight end. And I had Kamara and Barkley, which for the record, I didn't really want Kamara. I was just trying to bid him up. And it's like, yeah, I would love Waller pretty much for Kamara, and then of course Barkley had to tear his ACL the next game.
Hmm.
Wish I never would have done the trade as soon as I lost Barkley.
Yeah, that's rough, man. You quickly changed your name to injured reserve after that. Let's take a
Yeah,
look at your team now, how it's looking. So you got Melvin Gordon. What are the news? Is he starting to feel a little bit better now, or is he still too banged
he's
up?
back to practice. Yeah,
Back to practice. That's good. But your team is not as hurt as it used to be, so that's a good thing. Or did you just end up tossing everybody that was hurt on your team?
yeah, pretty much tossed Jarwin, tossed Barkley. Luckily, did trade Sutton, who
Hmm.
immediately also tore his ACL.
Right. Chris Godwin
Um,
was also hurt for the longest time, and he's kind of back now. He's still not
yeah,
100%.
I'm trying, man, trying to keep my head above water. Luckily enough, half the league's 2-4 with me, so
So yeah, if we go and look at your division, you are all 2-4 in your division. So everybody's in the running for the playoffs. And then you look at the other conference, they're 2-4 and 1-6. So like, three of you guys that are 2-4 will probably make the playoffs. Who knows?
You know,
Yeah, I
I'll
doubt
hang it in.
Sean is going to make the playoffs, but know, there are 5 teams at 2-4. 3 of you are going to make the playoffs. So chances are good, man. Chances are good. All right. So yeah, what do you think about the scoring rules and the differences and stuff that we have going on?
Honestly, now that I've been in it like 5, 6 weeks, I like it.
Yeah.
I know week one, like you said, you were like you're just shocked. Like, yeah, I was looking at the scores, and I saw like Noah Fan at one point had like 3 catches, which one was a touchdown,
hmm
but it was like catches for 50 some yards, a touchdown, and it was like 19 points or something. I was like, I had Drew Lock starting at the time,
hmm
so in my brain, typically a quarterback outscores
Yeah.
a tight end, right?
hmm
Well, that wasn't the case, so I was just kind of like,
No.
what is going on?
Not when the tight end is the one catching touchdowns and going for big plays and always converting the first downs.
and
Yeah,
then I
no.
got and then I got even more aggravated that I lost Jarwin. I
Yeah.
was like,
Uh,
oh man,
Blake Jarwin could have been good, considering what's going on over there in Dallas. Well, not anymore with the injury, but before that, there was hope. There was
I
hope.
don't know. I like the first down,
The
one
points
pointer.
per first down.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I think it's definitely the best way to go about fantasy football is points for first down. I think it just feels right, you know? Like
yeah,
um like first downs are such an important part of football, and fantasy football has never really done anything about it. It just feels right to get a point when you get a first down.
yeah. The only thing I'm not sure about. It's been a while since I've been in a league with kickers.
hmm
It's been a good like probably 5 years.
hmm
So that's kind of like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get back into that
Right.
groove. Like I just put McManus this week. I was like, yeah, why not? Which, fun fact, my cousin married his cousin. So technically we're like,
Hi,
I
you're
don't know.
related to McManus? That's awesome.
I was like, yeah, I'll pick him up. Why not?
Yeah, we went through this debate of a couple of years ago of should we get rid of kickers, right? Because just something that people don't care about. And then that's when I started looking into it, and I'm like, there's got to be a way to make kickers interesting. It's like you either get rid of them or you make them more interesting, right? So
Mhm.
the things that people don't like about kickers was that they're kind of more unpredictable than other positions because you can only get points from them if they're kicking field goals. Because when you're in a high scoring league like we are in, right? Like
Mhm.
points for first downs or like PPR leagues and stuff like that, what's that one extra point going to do for you? In a standard league, that one extra point is kind of significant in a way, not really, but a little bit, right? Um, but in a high scoring league, just that 1 point for the extra point just wasn't enough. So I came up with the idea that you make extra points just as valuable as a regular field goal. So every time they make a field goal, it's just like it's kicking an extra point. It's 3 points for each time, and then you can start looking at Vegas lines and go, okay, what's a team that's going to be high scoring? Because if a team's going to score touchdowns and the kicker is going to kick extra points, so they'll have points. And then the league fought back a little, is because like, okay, now you're just making that kicker too much like just based off the Vegas line. We need to add some more kicker skill. And then at the beginning of this year, we were like, okay, well, let's just bump up how many points they get for kicking longer field goals. So that's where we are in kickers now. Always willing to listen to people and see what they have to say and see mess around with the rules and see if the numbers look good and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what I just like you said. I don't like about it, just the unpredictability.
hmm I just
But I
feel
mean,
like they're a lot more predictable now in our league than in other leagues. Just because you can go off how high you think that offense is going to score that week.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, I haven't been able to predict anything else so far this season.
It's crazy season. It's crazy season. Hello, Kitty. All right, so let's go ahead and just break down what happened last week, right? So let's start at your game. You went up against Breaker of Chains. Breaker of Chains was on a roll, kind of, right before this week started. before this game. He has been what I would consider the most unlucky team as in term of going up against people that just flat out score a lot of points, even though he scores a lot of points. Um, but yeah, this week he didn't show up at all, and you came back and you kicked ass, man. Carson Wentz, that was a big deal for you,
and Cousins.
and Cousins too against Atlanta. Yeah, that was both were quarterbacks showed up to play. Jerick McKinnon unfortunately didn't do much, but maybe with Mostert going out again, Jerick McKinnon can be a decent starting running back. He really had a rough time with Elliott though. No Elliott points, just real bad. Mike
He had
Gesicki
a bad week
disappeared this
across
season.
the board.
What's that?
Jefferson kept him in it pretty well though.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, that was huge. Played him in daily fantasy. That was a nice one. You got anything to go over here in this game? Any of your decisions that you had to do, or it's like everybody was on bye, you didn't really have any decisions to make?
Yeah, I didn't really have much choice on who I was going to start. I just,
Yeah, my game was exactly the same way. Yeah, um, feel rough for Breaker. If he was in your division, you might have more of a chance. But in our conference, he's kind of like having a real hard time. So like I said, in my game it was the same thing. Look, I had 100% coach rating, but like I didn't really have anybody to pick from. Like bye, injured, bye, injured, injured. I sat Butker for the first time this year. I paid a lot for him in the draft, and he hasn't been doing anything, which is unfortunate. And Midnight Rolling on the other side, Aaron Rodgers went up against Tampa Bay, got his face kicked in. That was wonderful. And the real, what the fuck were you thinking, man? You sat Will Fuller. Oh my gosh. And personally, I would have played him over Fulgham. I would have kept Juju Smith-Schuster. So like, it's not really wouldn't have been that many points gained. But God, that sucks. 1.6 points from Juju. That
I
is
don't know. I would have been more willing, I think, to sit Beckham just because it's against Pittsburgh.
that's true too. Yeah, I could definitely consider sitting Beckham. That's 100%. He definitely like his optimal scoring would have been 184. So just one or two of these decisions would have given him the win last week, and I wouldn't be undefeated at the moment. Which thank you, Will. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Every little bit helps. And then our next game was Hydroxychloroquine Kung Fu Destroyers versus Priapism Boy. So the commish versus Gary. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had himself a game, but it just wasn't enough. This team is just it's just it's not that good. Hate to say it. He had a couple of players that I would have liked to play. They're all on bye.
When is Dylan going to start Cooks? Cooks has been on
Never.
fire.
He's never gonna start him. He's just gonna. And the week that he starts him, he's gonna get like Brandon Cooks is gonna put up like 3 points, and then he's just gonna drop him. He's just gonna be so bad. He's just gonna drop him. Dylan's never gonna start Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
It's
poor
just a
Dylan. I
ghost.
know. He made a comment the other day in chat talking about how because he dropped Jefferson 1 week too soon.
Yep. He got him in draft, probably $1 player, and then yeah, didn't use him. Tom Brady has been disappointing me. I thought for sure Tom Brady would be like balling out this season, and he's just not. So the problem is the Tampa Bay running game is actually working. So Tampa Bay doesn't need, and the defense is actually good. Like last year, Jameis Winston kept on throwing interceptions, and the defense, at least in the first part of the year, kept on just putting themselves in these terrible situations. So Jameis would come out and just throw 500 passes every single game.
Right.
Tom Brady hasn't had to do that. Next game here, we got Elderly Gangbang versus Spreading the Diseases. Oh man, Holden's team is so good. I just can't get over this.
I mean, luckily he did help us when he spent 150 on Freeman.
Yes, yes. Is trying to give us a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald
Yeah,
Jones has
I didn't
come
think
out.
Ronald Jones was going to be much, especially when they brought in Fournette. But
Yeah, same.
there he is.
Same. The thing is
He
that McCoy and Fournette got hurt, so it's just like it's his backfield now. It's just him by himself. And then they drafted Keyshawn Vaughn, and then whenever they give him Keyshawn Vaughn any playing time, he shits the bed. So they're like, "I'll go sit your ass back on the bench. Ronald Jones got this."
Right. He will be without Ertz though for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah. So you're an Eagles fan. Tell me what's going on with Ertz, man.
You can just tell by his body language when he's out there. Like he doesn't want to be out there, and it's probably because of the contract situation. Last year they offered him a contract. So keep in mind this is before Kelsey and Kittle and Hooper got paid.
Hmm.
They offered him a contract. He turned it down basically because he wanted wide receiver money,
Mm.
which, to be fair, he's been the leading, you know, receiving yards guy for the Eagles for the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yep.
So I mean, it's kind of fair. So they tabled it, wanted to come back to it later, and then Hooper, Kelsey, Kittle all get paid. And then apparently the last contract they offered him was less than last year.
Wow.
So I think Ertz could either, I don't know if he'll be back before the trade deadline. Otherwise, I would have said he's a candidate to maybe be traded this year before the deadline, but I don't think he'll be in Philly next year,
So
especially with
do you think
Goddard.
he still got it, but he's just like not motivated to play at all? Is that your opinion on it, or is it something else? Or is
Yeah,
it just
that's my
likely
opinion.
lost it? Yeah.
Because like last year, he had a lacerated kidney,
Hmm.
got it during Dallas, still came back and played. So you take that guy, and then now like what I'm seeing out on the field, it's just he just doesn't want to be there.
He's just not trying.
Yep.
I
So
gotcha. That's an interesting take. I haven't heard that because like everywhere you hear on fantasy football podcasts and talks, it's always like Zach Ertz is washed. Zach Ertz is no more. Yada yada.
yeah, and I mean I thought Ertz would be great for this league because of the first downs.
Yep. And the
Ertz,
Eagles
Ertz,
need that.
yeah, he's not a big play guy. He's not like Kittle and
Hmm.
Kelsey that can catch the ball and run it 20, 30 yards down the field. Ertz is a chain mover. That's
Yep.
what he does. So I thought he was going to be like really strong for this league.
Yeah, but he's just like he's gotten the targets. He's just not getting a lot of receptions. I don't know if the passes are bad or if he's running bad routes
Yeah.
or misconnections, dropping them.
There was one play that just stuck out to me 2 weeks ago, and it ended up being a Wentz interception. He was running his route. The linebacker, gave him a good little crack, which should have been like defensive pass interference. But Ertz just stopped his route and Wentz threw it right to the defender.
Oh,
Ertz stopped his route to like look at the ref and like wave his hands, kind of thing. You know what I
yeah. Never do that while the whistle's gone.
mean?
That's a dumb mistake.
Irritating.
Then on the other side, we got spreading the diseases, Victor. Um, yeah, this team has been doing okay. It's just, but that's the thing though. It's just been okay. Like Gronkowski finally showed up. Tucker has been a great. I think if you look for dollar for production, Tucker has been an amazing steal in the draft. He's been amazing, just super consistent. But the other players on his team, like Patrick Mahomes, just hasn't really done much.
Yeah. His team so far this year is all predicated on Murray and Josh Allen just tearing it up. They've been killing it.
Yeah,
That helps him so
yeah,
much.
on the home side, yeah,
You know,
it's
which
crazy.
I wasn't big on Josh Allen at all. I wanted to see him throw an accurate ball for once.
Me either, man. I thought he was gonna suck. I mean, you looked at him in college, dude couldn't throw a pass. Yeah, obviously had a ridiculous arm strength, but the passes were all over the place. He fixed his
You
accuracy
know,
issues, and now he's amazing. Let's go on to the next game here. We've got Chalupa Batman versus Martian Law. Chalupa's been on a nice win streak. My division. DeAndre Swift, man, 31 points. Matt Ryan showed up, 40 points. So good. Julio Jones is back. This team is going to be scary down the stretch. If it stays healthy.
hmm
But
especially if Swift gets more and more carries.
yeah, especially they can pull off. I mean, it goes against the Jaguars, but let them get some more 100-yard games.
hmm
It'll be good. Um, on the other side, Martial Law. This team is rough, man. It's rough. Mostert is out again. Mayfield has been absolute dookie. Cooper Cup, like where's he? Like, and this is also the Bengals guy, like Bengals players haven't really done much. Tyler Boyd, I know he had giant expectations for Tyler Boyd pre-draft. Thought he was going to be like a top 8 wide receiver or something. And it's just
Yeah.
nothing.
Actually, I tried to trade him Melvin Gordon for Kenny Galladay before this week and
Huh.
before the DUI. And then a little bit after, he tried to trade me Lindsey for something. So neither one of us want the Denver running back. It's like, ugh, Lindsey. Fair enough.
Yeah, and you never know. Lev Bell can come back here, and again, he falls with the benefit that he is in the Marvin Conference, so he has a chance. He has a shot to make the playoffs for sure. It's just about what happens, next couple of weeks. And then our final game was Waste of $100 versus my fantasy sensei. So when we came into pre-draft, I thought Waste of $100 was going to be a really good team. And then the season started, and his entire team was like hurt or having off weeks. I know Kittle was out forever. Devontae Adams was out. Joe Mixon wasn't playing well because that Bengals team wasn't playing well. And I was like, oh, I guess this team is shit. And then I guess I haven't done a podcast for 3 weeks because it's been either lazy or something's happened, or I had the recording with Victor that was fucked up and we can't use. Um, and in those 3 weeks, you know, Sean's got it together. He came in and just his team is either no longer injured or they're working well, and he's got a real team now. It's gonna be scary. Again, he's stuck in the Horface conference, which is gonna be tough, but he still's got a chance to make it. You know, still right there, man. And this team is really strong. He's really over. I will want to see what his average scoring for the last 3 weeks are. I know he's scored above the medium in his last 3 games. Whereas Sean is my fantasy sensei. Man, this team is just absolute garbage. I don't.
Okay, so I want to give him props for, you know, having the nuts to do the strat that he did with
Yeah.
Tom McCaffrey and Lamar.
Hmm.
But then how bad is it that Michael Thomas and Christian McCaffrey get hurt?
I know. I know.
Uh,
I think we
didn't even
we spoke it into existence is what's really what happened because he
man.
drafted him and then we were like, man, what's gonna happen when one of those players get hurt? And then two of those players get hurt, and then the other one is not playing as well as he was last year.
Uh,
Ah,
that's rough. And then he's got Haskins who got benched.
yeah, just this team, man. This team. I'm sorry, Ariel. I'm sorry for giving you shit, but your
Didn't
team's
wasn't
bad.
Sean the highest scorer too?
What's that?
Yeah, Sean was also the highest scorer this
Yeah, he
week.
was the top scorer of the week for sure. Um, and then Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at what's the games that we're going this week. So the game of the week is definitely going to be me versus Holden. Both teams are undefeated, 6-0. We're the only two undefeated teams at this point. Um, and it has big playoff indications because I'm not sure if you know this, but the winner of each conference is going to get a week one bye. I don't know how much of this we have talked about or have people have paid attention to, but whoever wins their conference gets a week one bye into the playoffs. So if both teams are at the top of the conference right now and undefeated, so whoever wins this is going to get a big leg up to get that week one bye. What do you think is going to happen here, man? We're both projected a lot of points.
Who else does he have for tight end?
He's got Hawkinson, T.J. Hawkinson. That's who he's got, and he doesn't have money to outbid anyone anymore because he spent $150 on Devonta Freeman. He could have gotten like Darren Fells or something, but I don't know. Hawkinson versus Atlanta is going to be a good play. You know, that's who he's going to play. He doesn't have to pick up somebody else. So you can throw Ertz on the bench and put Hawkinson in there, and it'll be fine.
Oof. Nuke against Seattle. Could be a high scoring game.
And he's got the stack, Murray and Hopkins. So
He's got the Diggs and Allen stack too against the Jets.
Yeah. See, here's the thing though. You would think that they're going to score a lot of points on the Jets, right? I think the thing is they're going to score a lot of points really early. So like you can see big points in the first half and then like nothing in the second half.
Just
Like
run the ball. Yeah.
just run the ball and run out the clock and not much. So I'm not as worried about this game as I am about this game. Like this is the scary one for me, the Seattle and Arizona game. That's terrifying.
Henry has a really tough matchup.
Vince Pitt, yeah.
I don't expect Freeman to do much against Philly.
Yeah, you guys been training on the run too. At least there's that. But Ronald Jones versus Vegas, he's gonna feast.
Yeah. See.
Michael Gallup no longer has a quarterback. Ryan Suck up against Las Vegas. That's probably gonna be a good game or good pointage for him there too. I'm having a problem with my wide receivers, man. They're hurt and stuff. Picked up AJ Green. Going to try to chase the points from last week. It looks like they're using him more in that short yardage, move the chains kind of role instead of trying to get big chunk yards. I'm hoping that's how they continue using him. That's the reason why I picked him up.
I think Ridley will bounce back for you too. He's had some tough matchups the last
He's
couple
been
weeks.
hurt.
Yeah.
It's like he's been playing hurt, so it's like you get like, but even when he's been playing hurt, he's been getting some points, but he's just not at his best. I'm not happy about my quarterback matchups. I think Deshaun Watson can go off on Green Bay. I think that can be a high scoring game. So but Derek Carr versus Tampa Bay, I'm not looking forward to that. Kareem Hunt's gonna feast. Chris Carson's gonna feast. If I still regret drafting this guy, Gibson. And Washington. I knew you should never draft anybody from Washington. Holden, your team stinks, man. I don't know how you can keep rooting for them. But I got Kelsey, whatever. Kelsey keeps me in it. I think Holden beats me. I don't know. I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think Holden beats me.
I think he beats you just because of the quarterback matchups.
Yeah. It sucks. Next game, Martian Law versus Priya Pizen Boy. Did he just do his lineup? No. Didn't do his lineup. Both teams. Oh, he's got Lev Bell. He's confident that he's going to get some yardage, huh? He's got Lev Bell in the lineup.
See, I see that being another Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette situation. I don't know. I don't know how you spend your first round pick on a running back and then bring in another guy to, because there's a lot of people out there to expect them to get 50%
Yeah,
of the touches.
I don't think he will, especially at the start. I think he'll
I don't.
probably get like 30%, of the snaps or something like that.
Yeah, I think they brought him in, if anything, to just have a more viable backup type spellback for
Hmm.
Clyde. We'll
I
see.
think he's going to work out well in the third down. I think they're going to use him like as the blocking slash pass catching running back on third downs and stuff.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised knowing Andy Reid. Um, Bell can play slot wide receiver as well. So I expect Clyde and Bell to be on the field at the
At
same
the same
time.
time, I can see that. Or they'll do misdirections, or one blocks for the other, or one goes out to the slot and then one stays back, or they both go out to the slot, on opposite sides. Yeah,
Yep.
that offense is they can do whatever. What do we got here? Metcalf is back from bye week. I don't know. Who do you think is going to win this one? This one's a little rough. I think it's going to be close. Two not so good teams. Who can you play here?
I want to say Robert
I think so too.
edges him out. Yeah.
I think so too. I think Gary doesn't have anybody to put in here yet. He hasn't thought of who to put in here yet, in these spots yet, and his bench is not looking good. So I think Rob takes it, takes a little lead on him.
And I hope so too, because I need him to win.
And right here, boyfriend versus girlfriend, the in-house matchup. Chalupa hasn't set her lineup yet for the week. She's got a lot of buys. She's gonna have
Dylan
Russ.
better lose, man.
You think so?
Dylan better lose. Don't want him in the doghouse.
Here we go. You got the Russell Wilson coming off bye.
He's killing it this year.
He is. He really is. Jones. I've said this time and time again. Her running back, she really needs to do something about it. And now both of them are on bye week. I wonder if she's going to try to work out a trade with somebody because she's going to play. She's got nobody. She's got on Johnson, and that's the only one that
She
can run.
started, she started Madison against me 2 weeks ago with Dalvin Cook as the starting running back, and that's when he got injured.
And then he went off.
Kidding me?
uh, so
Why am I playing fantasy again?
this is just to have your hopes and dreams smashed. Man, that's it. That's the only reason why we play. DeAndre
Man, I don't.
Swift and on Johnson on the same team. That's who she can play at running back this week.
On a positive note, Dylan's missing all of his Vikings this week too.
That's true.
They're all on bye.
Does he have a second quarterback? Or does he just have Big Ben? Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Oof, that's a tough one.
I think Dylan's got it. Yeah. I'm
If
going to
he
give it a
starts,
Hydroxy.
got it. Yeah.
You get the free W this week, free real estate, as
Why
Rob
are you
lovingly
making
put
me
it.
like that?
Are you going to be the first one to lose?
Oh, I hope not.
Mm.
If I lose, I'm leaving the chat. I don't want to talk to me.
Gonna take a vow of silence for a week for a season.
Yeah.
You got it, man. There's no way. Michael
I
Thomas
hope
is back. Michael Thomas is
Higgins is a
back.
nice surprise for me.
There's no way you lose, man. I don't even know why we're spending time on this one. And then
I'm glad.
the brotherly love matchup, waste of $100 versus Breaker of Chains. Who's he got on by? Jefferson, Andrews. Who's he got on by here? Nobody. Nobody on by. Nobody injured. For what I think is a better team anyway, regardless. I'm gonna give it to waste of $100.
He's got a lot of good matchups too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof, I don't know. McLaurin though against Dallas, that could be scary. Oh yeah, no Miles Sanders though. Yeah, I'll give it to
He's got
I'll
too
give
many
it to
bye
Shaw.
weeks.
Yeah,
It's like one team's got the players to go this week, the other one doesn't. And then spreading the diseases versus Midnight Rollin'. Projected 150 to 126 is why is spreading the diseases projected so low. He needs a kicker. He needs a kicker this week.
yeah.
He needs to go out, drop somebody, and get one. What are the matchups? Got Cam Newton, Patty Mahomes. It's hard.
See, he's got four in his lineup.
Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers and Drew Brees on the other side. Hey, he put Will Fuller in the lineup, so you know that he's going to bomb this week. Juju is still here, though. He's still got Juju up here. Oh, man. Midnight Rolling is going to find a way to lose this game. I'm calling it now. He's going to have the better team. Definitely, like, his optimum is definitely going to be higher. But spreading the disease is going to find some way to win because Midnight Rolling is going to start the wrong players.
I'm gonna pick Midnight. I believe in you. Plus, Victor's my division opponent, so better win, Will.
All right. Cool. So that does it for those. We can check out power rankings real quick. So any big changes? Holden went up above me. Chalupa jumped up to fourth. Midnight's going down. I don't think he deserves to be this high up at the moment. The 40-26 record. But you know what? There's not that many people behind him that could pass him. I mean, Kyle had a really rough week and really tanked in the power rankings.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Number 7.
Number 7, 24-42 overall record. Gotta fix that, man.
I'm trying.
You gotta fix that.
I've had 2 weeks now. People staying healthy. Well, minus Johnny Smith. We'll see about his ankle. I'll get there.
The roster strength still has me as the best roster for the rest of the season. I don't know about that anymore now with Ryan Fitzpatrick getting benched. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think my roster gets weaker with only 2 quarterbacks. I tried to pick up Tua, but somebody outbid me. I knew I should have bid. I was gonna bid 21, and then I cut it down. That was a mistake. I should have kept the bid at 21. I would have still had 3 quarterbacks. I'm an idiot.
There is one team in the league with 4 quarterbacks. So
Who is that?
me.
Who you got? We got Carson Wentz, Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins, and Drew Lock. Which one do you like the least?
The least, probably Lock.
I agree with you.
If I had to rank them 1 to 4, it would be Herbert, Wentz, Cousins, Lock.
I might make a trade with you if I need to. I think next week I don't have Deshaun Watson, and I will only have 1 quarterback, so I'll try to find a trade with you to get one of those QBs off of you.
Okay. Because I know, yeah, Kyle. I haven't looked at the offer too much, but he's trying to get another quarterback too. I'm like, I don't know about the going.
I think he got Tua though, didn't he? Wasn't he the guy that picked up Tua?
I don't remember. Or was that Victor?
Who claimed Tua?
Victor.
That was Victor. Damn.
I
Sorry.
feel like Tua got the start out of nowhere.
Tesla just released their quarterly reports for Q3.
Yeah.
Just going through it. Looked like good news though. Stock is up 3% after hours. Nice. Um, yeah, man. So, any suggestions for the league? Anything else you want to go with?
Honestly, not really. Everyone seems to communicate pretty well. I like how we were kind of like throwing in like a last minute vote, just because the
Mhm.
season's been crazy with the COVID and
Yeah,
so we're just trying to adapt the league to it or whatever. Like everything's good, man. I'm having a blast.
that's awesome.
I enjoy watching your pods and the midnight and Dylan's videos.
The
It's good
beatdowns.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, Rob had a baby, so we're not getting the crazy drunken rants that we used to. But I forgive
Gotcha.
you. I forgive you, Rob. And it's understandable. It's understandable, man. Well, Darren, thank you for coming on, man. It was a blast. It's nice getting a face to all the trash talk, and yeah, bud. Then thank you to everybody who stuck around and watched.
Yep. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, bud. Have a good one.